Excited? What?
So excited. What I would love to do is to have you, because I know, Lisa, you had said that this is a little bit smaller group. I'm really excited for you guys to get to know each other a little bit through this, which has been fun through the messages and stuff. So what I would love to do is have you each, so you're going to have to stop eating whatever you're eating, Bobby. And so Bobby just got married last weekend. What's your last name? Are we changing our last name? No,
it's still Goulet.
Oh, it is. Okay. I don't even think I say it right as it is.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, no name.
That's right.
Thank you.
Our Bobby. But why don't we do this? Why don't we just say our name and where we live? Because I think that's fun, because we've got people all over the place. So you start, Bobby. And you have to say state, too, because not everybody knows what state.
All right. So I'm Bobby, and I live in Clinton, Maine.
Yeah. Hello, Bobby. Okay, hold on one second, because she's on a different link. This one, let me get because Katrina's coming. Okay, so you're in Clinton, Maine. Okay, good. All right, next, Nicole.
Yes. I am from Templeton, Massachusetts, center of Massachusetts.
Oh,
and I frequently go to Maine.
Is that near Springfield?
We're actually about a half hour, 45 minutes north of Springfield.
Okay. Isn't there a candle place around there? A candle factory?
Yankee Candle Factory is in North Deerfield.
Okay.
Oh, I heard that.
I think I went there.
Yeah, that's only like 35, 40 minutes from here.
Oh, okay. That's still further. Okay. Good. Okay, good. Oh my gosh. All right. I wish I could get rid of these things on mine. Go ahead, Lisa.
All right, I'm Lisa, and I am from Charleston, South Carolina.
So you love to hear Lisa talk with that accent, too. How about you, Whitney?
Hi, I'm Whitney, and I am from Stetson, Maine. Little tiny town.
Where's that?
It's between Bangor and Newport.
Okay.
So that's sort of up by you, Bobby, huh? Or no, past you?
Past me.
Yeah. See anything?
Bobby, where are you?
I'm in Clinton, Maine.
Where's Clinton around?
It's just above Augusta.
Okay.
It's a lot above Augusta.
Oh, it's like 20 minutes. It's not that much.
When it gets above Augusta, it's up north to me. If it's up 95, all of you are just up north somewhere.
We're going to Belfast in June.
Is everybody in Maine? No, Nicole's in Massachusetts. Marissa, where are you?
Lisbon.
Oh, Lisbon.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're close. You're down here in the normal place. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So Marissa is in Lisbon. And Jenna, where are you?
Bear with me 1 second.
Okay.
I have to get my kid to sleep. Hold on.
Oh, do it. Okay.
Unlock the door.
Unlock the door. No, lock the door.
That's why I love doing it this way, because we really get to, I love kids and dogs, all of that, to be walking around.
Come get one.
Oh, there's Katrina.
Okay,
Katrina's driving. All right, Jenna, where do you live? Tell us where you live.
I am in Jackman, Maine.
Oh,
So she's way north and west.
She's west.
Yes, I'm about 17 miles from Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Way out there.
Out in the sticks.
Mm. And then there's Katrina driving. She's frozen now. She must be on her way home from work. Oh, there's her little one. Katrina, where do you live? Mm-mm. No, she's not. This happens when she's driving, but she'll jump on. I think this is where I'm always trying to figure out where she lives. I think it's like Poland or Raymond or South Paris or something over that way, the other side of Auburn. That's how I always think of it. That's how good. What? Yes. Hi, Katrina. Where do you live?
Anna?
Yes. Hi. Where do you live, Katrina? Poland. I was close, wasn't I?
You were.
Yeah.
You were.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's in Maine.
It is in
Yeah.
Maine. That's a bit of good reception because she's coming across the ocean. So, okay, guys, so I am really excited about this group. So, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what we've sort of put together here. So, Bobby has been a consultant for how many years, Bobby?
This time, 3 years.
3 years. So she's been in and out and around, but this time 3 years.
Yep.
Katrina, how many years for you? Katrina?
Oh, 2.
2 years. Katrina's been around for 2 years. Marissa, you're probably the oldest new consultant, because how many months have you been a consultant?
I started in March.
You started in March. Okay. So Nicole, Lisa, Whitney, and Jenna all started in May. So very brand new. And then we're Emily, I believe. When did Emily start, Katrina? She was in May too.
Yes, May.
Yeah, and so was Megan. So we've got a really fun group here. Majority of you guys are in the fast track, and that's something we're working on. Bobby and Katrina have been working this and working their business and really moving. We had to get that wedding out of the way for Bobby, but you know, but really exciting. So that's what I thought would be really fun with this group, especially for Katrina and Bobby, but with you guys who are brand new, have this excitement, sort of unexpected, like, I don't really know what I'm doing kind of thing, but that's exciting. And we always said this, and I always tell you guys this, remember, there's never a Pampered Chef emergency. So nothing that you're doing here is life or death, or, you know, everything is really exciting and it's fun and there's tons of benefits. Everything you do here is going to benefit you. What I'm super excited, sort of as the head of the organization, is having you guys to really work with closely to move our organization. So we talked a little bit about, I'm going to put you guys, because I just hear a little bit of background noise, and I know when that happens that it cuts mine so you guys can't hear me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everybody, but if you want to talk, I want you to, oh wait, I don't want to do that. If you want to talk, I want you to unmute yourself, okay? So if you, mute all. I'm just going to mute you all, except for, but if you want to talk, if you want to say something, unmute yourself. Just speak up. But I just want to make sure that you guys all can hear me. Why is it doing this? Okay, that's all. Okay.
I just want to say, Anna, that I did feel a little urgency midnight of the end of May, the last day. I thought I was going to die, but I made it.
And it was fun, right? But here's the thing.
Yeah.
You feel like you're going to die, because I've had plenty of nights of those. You think you're going to die, and you literally wake up the next morning, and even if it didn't happen like you wanted it to, you're still alive, and nobody died. And there's no, your life really is not changed, really, by anything. So, but that's what's fun about it. Like, you can get like all worked up, and I think you guys will find that as you become leaders and growing your business and getting things too. So again, as sort of the head of this organization, I look at you guys, want you so badly to have everything that you want, everything that you're dreaming about, everything that you want to work towards. And again, and I know with Pampered Chef, when we say that director level is the next place. When we're talking about moving things up, the director level. But what happens is when you guys become directors, the whole organization grows. And we talked about a little bit, did anybody get a chance to watch? I know nobody was able to be at the meeting. Was anybody able to watch part of that meeting last night? Yeah, I know. Did that work out okay? It's hard, to sit for 2 hours, like remote probably, and watch what we were doing there.
I watched everything except for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The part at the end, I think you guys were working in groups.
Yes.
That was the only part that was difficult, because I was just listening to like background noise, but
yes.
Other than that, it seemed good.
Good. Okay, good. So that was one of the things that we were talking about and that we've not been able to do that really well in the past. But there are people that are locally that just love to get together like that and to be able to do that networking and stuff that we were able to do there. But again, if you heard me at the beginning talk about that, there is stuff that we're missing as an organization from the home office because we're not an executive team. We have been an executive team in the past. The training that we get directly from the home office is very different. The being able to have a direct line to the home office, we don't have that. And what happens is that my upline, who is our executive director, is a lovely woman, and she's just in a different place in her life, and it's not her. I mean, I could call her anytime and she could help us, but she's just not into her business. This is not her priority anymore, and she's just sort of there by default. So we're not getting everything that we could be from that, and I want that for you guys. I want that for our organization. We're growing so quickly and so fast, which is so exciting, but I want you guys to get everything out of this that you can. So by you guys promoting, we will end up becoming an executive team, and that's where we're going to be able to get all of that. So that's really where this all accumulates. So I'm going to show you guys. I know Katrina and Bobby know this, but I'm going to move my computer here in my office because do you see my little, can you see that really well? Our Magic Express. So this is what I call our vision board. And just so you guys see, so we have 4 Mickey heads at the top and then 1 in that second line. For us to be an executive team, we need 6 in that first line and 2 in the second line. So you see, we just need to add 2 and 1 to get to that executive. But there's room for every one of you to be there. But those are all the directors that we have on the team right now. So I'm going to tell you, if you guys want to know what does that mean, first line, second line, every one of you, except for Marissa and Emily, would be on that first line. That every one of you, when you become a director, will be in that first line. Marissa and Emily, you are both considered second line because you have a director in between us. Your director's in that first line already. So just so you guys know where you'll fit on that organization board when we become a director. So that all being said, does anybody have any questions about that? Just overall structure, what's exciting, why I'm so excited for you guys. Tell me about what about being a director or building your business at this point gets you excited. You guys saw the pile-on that I did last night about what directors get when they become a director. And one of the things, I don't know why it wasn't in there, is about the free products. That's a huge thing. Like Shannon, when she became a director, all of a sudden she came home from work a week later and there was boxes of every one of the new spring products that had come out. There was, every one of them were, a box of those were on her front porch just for free. So that just happens to you. The new stuff, you just get that for free when you're a director. So isn't anything like that, the more money, the extra free products, the being a leader, like just that idea, maybe somebody here is like, well, that's just who I am. Like I just lead people. That was, like, is anything like that really like grabbing you about why you want to do this? Yes, go Whitney. Okay, let me unmute you. I'll unmute you because then that'll be easier. All right, go ahead, Whitney.
Okay, I think I've always been kind of a born leader, so I think that's very exciting. I think, getting to a next level, I think that's always exciting to bring yourself higher. But I think the most exciting part is working less and getting more money because you have those people under you that are going to, push you to that next level.
Yeah.
So I think growing my own team under me is very exciting, and having all those people under me push me to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I get that. And that is really, because we talk about that, and what I will train you guys from the beginning, and I talk to all of my directors about this, is you are a director director, you are a consultant before you're a director. So your personal business, what you guys are doing right now, and every one of you has such an amazing, like you guys have, all of you getting off in a great start. Bobby, you know, half these people like kicked you right out of your top spot. Bobby was our top seller for the last like 5 months running. You guys have gotten off to such an amazing start with a strong personal sales and personal business. But that is what I love. You're going to continue doing that when you're a director. But once you've got a director, and you're right, you've got all those people, you're going to be, instead of making this amount for what you're doing, you're going to be making this amount, and you're doing the same amount of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So you're right. It's just, instead of leaving money on the table by helping other people get ready. One of the things too, we were talking about you panicking, Jenna, you know, when I think about that, I've always said this, being a director with Pampered Chef is all the good parts of being like a supervisor. Like, I came from the professional world and was in charge of all kinds of people, and I couldn't stand having to write people up and like worrying about whether they were doing their job and maybe tell them, like, I couldn't say, this is all the fun. Like, either each one of you, if you really said to me, you know what, Anna, I'm done with this, like I can't, you know, or whatever, like, it's okay. Like, and if you weren't doing, if we taught Lisa, if we talked about something that you were going to be doing and you're like, yeah, I just didn't get to it. All right, it's your business. Like, it totally behooves me to help you grow your business, and I get joy out of that. But again, on an income level, if you do really well, Pampered Chef rewards me as well, but it's your business. So it's just the fun part of being a supervisor. It's being able, it's encouraging, mentoring, and training. None of the discipline, unless you want me to discipline you, I will discipline you, Nicole, if you need me to. There's people on our team that discipline, right, Bobby? So but it really, because it's your business. It's your business. You're going to do what you're going to do. I'm here to help you, and that's what you get to be with a leader, as a leader with the Pampered Chef, which is pretty exciting. So I get it, Whitney. I totally get it. Who else? Anybody else? Something really exciting that really is pulling them towards wanting to do this?
Anna, as I hear you talking about that, to me it's exciting because I came from a director position. When I moved to Jackman, I gave that up because I didn't want to babysit people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I felt like I did all the time. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
No.
I like to teach people. I like to encourage people, but I don't want the part where I have to be like, okay, well, you know, you didn't take care of your patients today, or you neglected to feed them, so now I have to call the state, or and it's on camera because everybody has cameras in their homes nowadays. So just, you know, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that anymore.
And you don't. And, you know, you come to, when you've got your group and stuff, you guys are the cream of the crop. And I'll tell you that, you know, there's a number in business, and it's so right on with Pampered Chef, that 20% of the team will do 80% of the work. That's normal. So people will say, oh my gosh, you know, you have like 275 people in the organization. I do. But even though I've got all the directors, they each have their own people that they talk to. Even within my own personal team, I don't talk to, I mean, there's you guys I talk to pretty much on a daily basis. I mean, I would think, right, Lisa? Yeah. So, I talk to you guys pretty much.
I feel like I'm asking too many questions.
Listen, I always tell you guys that I love the questions, because then I know you're working. It's the people that I don't get questions from that I'm not talking to, because they're not working. If they're not asking me questions, they're not working. And that's okay. That they've got different goals. And that's the beautiful thing. So that's why, again, I say your personal business is the most important, because what you're going to be doing now, working your personal business, booking shows, selling, doing your parties, finding new consultants and starting them, you are not going to stop that when, you get your 5 people. You continue to do that, because not everybody is going to be. The people you start off with that get you to directorship are not the people that are going to keep you there. They're not going to be staying there. I have one person in our organization that I just happened, today is my 18th anniversary with Pampered Chef. I just got the email. I didn't even remember. Yeah, 18 years. So, but I looked on my thing, one person out of everybody in our organization has been around for 18 years with me, and it's my sister Amy. If anybody's met her, Bobby, you know her, Katrina. She started. She was the one who encouraged me to start in June, and then by December of that year, I signed her on under our team, and she's still around from there. But again, nobody else is still here, so I mean, it's just it's just that's just the nature of it. That it's not for everybody, and there is that turnover. But you're going to continue to be adding people. As well. So anybody else have anything else that they're thinking about, they're excited about this? Because I do want to give you guys some training tonight too. Anybody else something that's so exciting? Yes, Nicole, you want me to unmute you? Let me unmute you. All right, go ahead.
Thank you. No, I'm just super excited to get friends and people I've just met doing what I'm doing, because I'm having so much fun doing it. And I just got back from vacation, and I worked the whole time on vacation, and it was no big deal.
Isn't that amazing that you can do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that you can do it from anywhere. I'm just going to let this little dog out that I'm babysitting because I smell, it better not be poop or she's farting. Here, go outside and go potty. Can you let Gracie girl out? Go potties. You stink. Okay. Sorry. See, okay, then the wonderful thing. So, yes, I get that, Nicole. And that is what's so fun, is that to help people, that's one of the things you get into this and you're like, oh my gosh, this would be perfect for so-and-so. Or this kind of a business this is what they've been looking for, because you get into it and really see so much that's offered. So good. Okay. All right. What about I love the cat, Jenna, that just sort of went by. So that's good.
Yeah, she's a pain in my butt. She's up here. She's watching the birds with me.
Oh, yeah. No, they're all around, all kinds of animals. So let's talk about this. This is what I want to start with. I'm going to do a little, because I like my PowerPoint. I'm like a PowerPoint, I'm addicted to GIFs and PowerPoint. So I made up a little PowerPoint for you. Some of this is review for you, Marissa. I was thinking about who's been through this before, but I changed it up a little because I didn't really like that one. So we changed it up a little bit. So again, you guys, I came up with this fun name, the Founder Frenzy, because here's the thing. When we talk about this, we talked about the founder. Some of you are like, what does that mean, the founder? So again, I'm looking at you guys as the founders, the people that are forging the new entity of this group. We want to become an executive team. When you become a director, you will become one of the founders of this executive team. So that's why I sort of wanted to play on that. But the other part of it, again, is the frenzy part of it, because I want this month of June to be insane with activity for us. Like, I want this little group to be in a frenzy of booking and sales and asking tons of people and us having all kinds of new consultants coming in that we get to train. Like, I want that frenzy to be in this group, because that's what's gonna make this happen for us. Because I'm looking at that we're gonna have a multitude of you this month promoting to director July 1st. That's what we're looking for. I'm going to tell you right now, there are consultants on our team that were in their fast track that promoted to director in 2 weeks. They got on the horn, asked enough friends and family to get people to get started with what we do with the launch parties, with what we're doing with this whole virtual. There's absolutely no reason for them not to be able to come in and be able to get going. So that's why I can say to you 100% that a multitude of you, we can make this happen by the end of the month. Because I've seen it happen, with more than one person. This isn't just something I'm making up, Lisa. Like, I know Lisa looks at me like I'm crazy most of the time, but because she's a little crazy, like I am. That's why she relates to me. But I'm not crazy. This has happened for real. I've seen people do this. And so I know you guys can. Again, I asked you guys specifically to be in this. I see what you guys specifically have asked you personally to be in this. Not everybody got asked to be in this. This is a very exclusive little group. So that's what my envision for this month is that we are going to be a frenzy of founder people to get this group going. And again, it's just going to be growing. You guys are going to be waking up for July 1st, getting ready for the 4th of July, like, holy cow, I'm a director. Like, that's it. I'm a director with the Pampered Chef. It's going to be pretty fun. Okay, so let's talk about this, what we're going to do. And I'm tying a 4-week program because it's this month, but you will promote to director. That's what we're going to be working on. We talk about why it's important. We just talked about that, what it's going to do to the organization, what it's going to do for you, what you're excited about it. Talking about fast track, again, everybody on this call except for Katrina and Bobby are within your first 90 days. That when you become a director for July 1st, not only all those fun stuff are going to happen, but you're going to have a $500 bonus. Remember, that's your first part of your fast track. So, hello, that would be a nice little 4th of July gift, right? A $500 bonus on top of your commission. We are also going to be working on your personal business, again, to keep a strong directorship. That's going to be a big part of it as well. I also, again, knowing that a lot of you are new, I want to make sure that we're building your confidence in your business and your skills, because that's going to help as you keep going too, that you're going to be like, yeah, like I have a really strong business here. Like, why would everybody not want to be doing this too? You know, when you have that strong belief in what you're doing, I mean, again, the results that each one of you already have is ridiculous. That you should be able to say, oh my gosh, you totally can make money. Every one of you should be able to say to somebody, I can do this, you totally can do this too. You know, that's how I feel all the time, is like, anybody, if I can do this, anybody can do this. So that's, I want you to have that confidence in that. But something that we're going to talk about too is, and this is something we're going to start with today, is that it's all about the numbers. You know, one of the things we talk about the virtual versus the live. When I talk about live, I'm talking about like the home cooking parties. I was an in-home cooking party person for 18 years. That was the bulk of my thing. I always did cooking shows and some catalog shows, and then virtual came out, and I did dabble with virtuals. I might have done like 4 or 5 virtuals. I'm going to click down to see, because I don't know how many Bobby would do regularly before we started doing this. Katrina, how many were you doing about a month before we started doing all this?
Probably 4, sometimes 5 or 6. They don't know. They always wanted to be on the weekends, and I didn't always want to give up all my weekends, and it was hard to do every week, you know, the same day.
Is that for cooking shows you're saying, or your virtual party?
Cooking.
But how about for virtual parties before we started doing this system?
A month, maybe 2.
Okay.
3.
So what did you do? So if you guys noticed, Katrina was our #1 sales for the month of May, did over $5,000. Was that your highest month ever?
Yes.
How many shows did you submit last month?
I don't know. Only one was cooking, the rest was virtual, and that
What?
cooking was a $500 show.
Okay, so the rest of it was virtual to do $5,000 in sales. Okay, and I'm going to tell you those are numbers that she did a lot more than 2, because we've been working on that. I could go back and tell you. I don't know if you guys saw my final number, but I did $14,995 in sales last month, and which is ridiculous.
Wow.
In 18 years, my biggest month ever. But again, I think I went out of my house 4 times for cooking shows, and the rest was all virtual. But I'm going to tell you, you guys, again, don't know any different, because I'm training you right from the beginning at that 4 shows a week, right? To do 4 shows a week, 4 shows a week, 4 shows a week. I'm going to tell you that if you're doing your 4 shows a week and you're like, yeah, this is good, like I'm working it, I'm going to really encourage you this month. We're talking about this frenzy, is to add 2 more and to do 6 shows in the month. Don't throw up, Lisa, because you can do it. Listen, we've talked about this with this automation and doing the system and stuff. If you can do 1, you might as well do 4, and you might as well add a couple more on, because you guys have all even seen with the 4 that 1 usually is a dud, right? 1 might sort of, sometimes you get, but you usually get that 1 or 2. So you imagine if you get the 6, that you've got that little bit extra there too.
When I was my sales last month, Anna, I was doing 4 every week. And I think I had 3 that were duds, maybe.
What do you consider a dud?
They don't qualify.
Not 200.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my last week, I didn't even submit until the beginning of June, the ones that ended on the 31st.
So you would even had more.
I would have had over 6,000 in sales if I had pushed the hostesses to close.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And if you knew the journey Katrina's been on, this is very exciting. And you can ask Bobby. I mean, Bobby regularly was putting 5,000 in or so a month as well before she had to get married, you know, and do that whole thing too. Then that, yeah. But that again, and it's all of the. Oh, I didn't mean to go, but it's all in the numbers. So that's where I want to start with. Is that I really encourage you guys to really work towards the 6 a month, or 6 a week. That's what we're going to work on. And here's part of the thing. When we're talking about recruiting, we're talking about, you know, with this bookings and sales, it's all about the number of people. And that's where we really got into this. If I went out and did 2 cooking shows in a week, and if I had an average of about 10 people per cooking show, that means I'm in front of 20 people a week, right? So 80 people in the month. In that same week, if I could do 6 parties, and now there's 10 people, let's say, active in each one of there, instead of 20 people, now I'm in front of 60 people. And so in the month now, instead of 80 people, it's 240 people I'm in front of. This is a numbers game. It's not magic. It's just math. It's just about being in front of enough people and asking enough people. The same thing that we talked about from the beginning, and I said with you guys about asking enough people to get those first bookings. You have to ask, the numbers don't lie. Like, you have to ask enough to be able to get enough bookings to get that. Lisa, you took yourself off mute, so you have something important to tell me, don't you?
I'm just trying not to throw up.
No! You are doing amazing parties.
I do feel I have 4 shows coming up this week, so I do feel good about that.
Yes, because we just were working with you. We were just working up to that. But you also have at least 2 for next week already, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 4 this week, 2 the next week, and no, I'm sorry, I have 3 this week,
Yeah.
2 the next week, and 4 the following week.
So you're working up to that. Okay. So we're getting, yeah. So we're going to.
But I feel like I am working hard at it. I mean, I spend a lot of time doing it, which I know, I know you have to do that. You've got to put the time in.
Yeah. But we can talk about.
It's not been easy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been easy.
One of the things I'm going to ask you is, what's the not easy for you? I know we've had just some struggles with the getting it set up and stuff at the beginning. So the computer part of it. Once the party's going?
Once the party's going, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the key.
I think what scares me is trying to respond to everybody when you have 4 shows going at the same time.
One of the things let me tell you something. One of the things that I'll tell you, we're all on the same template. So that template went on today. I think the only thing that I probably responded to in all of today's is I sent them the message about the recruiting. I'm not sure. I do not in the first 2 days, when it's that engagement, all those games and that engagement, for the most part, they all get responded to because I'm creating that whole relationship. But once the product stuff starts, I really don't think that you need to respond to every single comment.
Okay.
So that might open it up.
And I have been doing that. I mean, I've been responding to everybody, whether I say something or I just give them a thumbs up or, something.
No, I do not. And so what I will do is that I'll sit down at night. Now, I did go like today because the thing on the to-do is to friend everybody. So I went through, and when I friended everybody that was active, I had to look. So I did go through to see if anybody had said anything specific.
Yeah.
But so that might open up things a little bit, because once you get the setup going and really automatic, it's really not. And it's going to be so easy this week because your June thing is already set up. You don't have to schedule it. You're just select all and batching. So So I think you're going to find, Lisa, don't throw up. We're going to keep adding them. You're going to be able to do it.
Anna,
I
Yes.
told you it's the old dog thing. This old dog doesn't learn tricks very quickly.
You're going to be at your mom's, so you're going to be fine this month.
Yeah, because she can help me. That even older dog is way smarter than I am.
What, Jenna?
when you talk about Facebook friending people,
Yeah.
where do you go to do that?
I go through, like if I go into the party and I see if they commented, and I just sort of hover over their name, and it comes up that you can add, friend request or send them a message. And so I just friend request them.
Okay. I was going onto the Facebook party, and there's all the little bubbles with their faces in it. And if you click on those, where it says like seen by 6 or seen by 12 under each of them.
Yes.
You click on that and it brings up a list, and you can just hit like friend right on top of it. There's a little button that says
Oh,
friend,
that's a
friend,
good
friend.
idea. I personally, and I think you could definitely do that. I personally didn't want to do just the people that seen it. I wanted to do the people that had actually commented. Because those people that are engaged, those are the people that I more wanted to do. Because I think that they would be more apt to say yes, because we've created some sort of a relationship.
Yeah.
Do you have your own like Facebook for Pampered Chef?
I do have a Facebook, and Anna Facebook something. I do have my own VIP group. I'm going to tell you, I don't have time to post in that. And, I don't know if it was Whitney, if it was you we talked about. I know I talked to another new consultant. I was worried about posting Pampered Chef stuff on their regular profile page because they're afraid their friends were going to get. You guys are all friends with me on Facebook, I maybe post about Pampered Chef every 2 weeks. Like this is all a relationship business. So there's certain things I might post on there, but I'm not looking to get business unless I'm personally asking you. We're going to talk about the ask and stuff. So it's just interesting. I think everybody in my group would want to see if I was doing a recipe or something like that. You know what I mean? Anybody that was a friend of mine. Katrina, what do? You're going to add.
I have a business page, but that's where I put all my group parties. And once in a great while, I'll post on it, but I really don't post that often. But it's where I link all my parties instead of having them all on my regular page.
You do? Okay. Yeah, and I think there might be benefits to that, but I don't. I just put them all. I can't have too much going on.
Yeah. I get overwhelmed when there's a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I already have 2 other business pages, so I was thinking that might be a bit much.
Yeah, I think you'll be just fine. So let's talk about this. What I want to talk about a little bit tonight is ways and talk about getting some bookings, okay? Because we want to continue. And here's the worst, and I know, Lisa, you and I talked about this, about just going, have we talked to everybody? A lot of you are new already. If you need to add some orders or some shows on, you can still go back to your original. If you went through, we were doing your 30 messages a day kind of thing for those first couple of days. If you, did those and booked up 3, I know Jenna, you booked up like 3 weeks really quickly. Maybe you still have some people to send those messages out, or maybe there's some people that didn't respond that you could do, something funny. Lisa has the most hilarious GIF that she sends that she'll post in there. You need to send it. It's hilarious that we use like to bump it up. But again, just to sort of get them to get that information. So you definitely can do that. But we're going to talk about, I'm just going to do some basic Pampered Chef training if I was going to train you guys on how to get some bookings. So we talked about this, and this again, we'll talk a lot about best practice, but the daily contact, like daily saying, okay, I'm going to talk to 5 people today about my business, or 3 people, or whatever. Just give yourself something. And I think that's a best practice when you guys are business owners right now as a Pampered Chef consultant. You own your own business. Marissa Ryder, Pampered Chef consultant, is your own business. But what you could also think about is when you become a director, I mean, you're even upping that sort of entity, that these kind of best practices you really want to keep in. And again, it doesn't, we're talking about two-way conversations between you and another person. I don't care if it's you're at the grocery store or you're talking to the mail lady or you're, you know, this is not like going out of your way kind of stuff, but this is being intentional about making these contacts. And again, the purpose of this daily contact, to book a party, join your team, purchase products, just build a relationship with someone, you know, provide good customer service. For an example, I had a consultant that was on our team years ago, and she's actually a director on our team, and she hasn't done this for a while. But I just reached out to her, just, hey, how are you doing? And it wasn't like a, hey, book a party. It was, how are you doing? And she came back and was like, well, this is going on. And, you know, we went back and forth a little bit. And I just didn't feel, I just sort of left it kind of thing. Literally 4 days later, she messaged me and said, oh my gosh, my girlfriend wants to have a party, a virtual party. She's been dying to look for a consultant. I told her you were the one to do it on, and there we went. We booked a party, you know. So like you just, those kind of things. But again, being intentional about making those contacts are really going to make a big difference. We talked about this. You want to keep track of your contacts because, again, numbers don't lie. So if you come to me, good, Whitney, if you come to me and say, I can't get any bookings, nobody's booking, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, how many people have you asked? A lot of times when I have new consultants go, I can't, you guys I know are busting it because you've got all kinds of bookings, but if I go, nobody's going to, I'll say, well, how many people did you ask? Well, I asked like 3. Well, that is not enough. If I know that 1 in 10 people are going to say yes, 3 people are not enough people. So we've got to look at those numbers and look at who you've asked, how many not responses you've gotten, how many people have said yes, how many people have said no. Gosh, I get all crazy. This is because my hands. I was watching that video last night of the meeting, and I was like, oh my gosh, Anna, you are ridiculous with your hands. I'm like, like so that's what I'm doing here on my computer, and I'm like doing. So
that's a sign of a good teacher.
Yes, I'm not a teacher.
Not only can we speak with our mouth, we can speak with our eyes and our hands.
So definitely keep track of your contacts. That is going to be a big thing, whether it's recruit leads, whether it's booking leads. None of you were, well, Jenna, I mean, here's an example. Jenna was somebody I talked to months ago about booking a party. She was, I'll tell you, this is a good example of Jenna. Jenna just happened to be, Jenna was on my team years ago. Somehow we're still friends on Facebook. And I saw Jenna post a comment, and I was like, I should ask Jenna if she wants to have a Facebook virtual party, because I was just getting into them and stuff. And so I asked Jenna, and Jenna said, is not a good time right now. Ask me in about 2 months or whatever. We decided, and I said, well, good, I'll check with you May. Yes, that's good. Da, da, da. And so that was what that contact was, and I kept track of that and contacted Jenna then when I said I would. And then we started, and look where she is now. See how she got sucked into the vortex. So so that's a good example for keeping track, because you will have those people right now that you're asking, and it's going to be down the line. You know, we talked about that. Is now, if you say no, is it a not now, or is it a not ever kind of thing? So that's going to be a big important thing. So let's talk about one of the things that's going to happen to you guys as you have bookings, or you have your shows, which all of you have had shows now. You have customers, and we're getting to a point where you are going to want to, this is going to be something that I promise you is going to put you ahead and make you different from anybody else. It's going to make you different from other direct sales consultants, and it's going to make you different from a lot of other Pampered Chef consultants. This is going to make the difference from you just taking their order to now being their Pampered Chef consultant. And that's really where you want to be if you're going to be building this. And this is all going to be the customer care part of it. So we have what we call the 222 system. You will get bookings from this, but I want you guys to really be thinking about this from the beginning too, because this, again, it'll make a big difference. So this is the 222, and I'm going to give you words to say and stuff too, but this is really what it is, that you've got within the 2 days after the show, after they order, to say thank you. And I'll tell you what I do with that. Then about 2 weeks after the show's been submitted, it's a thank you for did you get your products? Did you get it out of the box? That kind of thing. And then calling them 2 months after the show. And that's going to be the question. I'll give you the words, but that's really where you start going into, maybe there's some new specials, some new products by then, and we can talk about if they're interested in booking, joining, purchasing. This part is very important to you when you are being intentional to make 5 two-way convos or conversations every day. Whatever it is that you're going to say, I'm going to do, because you're going to run out of your regular people at some point. This is how I can say to you, you want to make these contacts every day or 15 a week or whatever it is. Your past customer and contacting your customer base is how you're going to get out of your initial circle. Okay, so I'm going to give you the words, but this is going to be, again, I can't stress this more of how important this is, and I love getting you guys on this right from the beginning. So what I do is right from the beginning, and some of you might have gotten this message if you were in a party of mine, when they order, I do a text. I think texts are great. Sometimes then I don't have to worry about if they're actually friends of mine on Pampered Chef. But I do a text to them because I have all of their phone numbers. And I say, hi, it's Anna. Thanks so much for coming. I actually don't even say that. This is at a live party. So let's do down the bottom. Please, this is what I usually do at the bottom. So, hi, it's Anna with Pampered Chef. Thanks so much for your order on Susie's party. I truly appreciate it. Now that you have my phone number on your phone, please add me in your contacts as Pampered Chef Anna. Don't hesitate to contact me with questions if you need recipes. I literally copy and paste that and do that in every way. So when you get an email that somebody's put an order on a show, I leave those in my inbox until I've done this. This is something that I have on my to-do every day, just so I don't get behind. Or you could say Sundays are going to be my, going back and doing my orders. But I will go into my email and I'll see those 5 orders that came in yesterday, and I'll copy and paste this into each one of those texts and, changing out their name and changing out whose party they were on. But it's just a thank you. I'll tell you, I get a lot of, sure, I'll do that, or yeah, that's already saved, or whatever. I got a $85 order from a woman that said, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you told me to keep your number because all of a sudden my ex product broke, whatever, it was a stoneware she didn't get from me. It was years ago, and it broke, and she needed to order another one. Well, she had my number in her cell phone because I told her to save it there from this recent party. She ordered the stoneware, plus she ordered something else. I think I gave her my link. She went on, and it was an $85 order just for me telling her to do this. So it definitely, this is just something. But can you imagine just getting that personal? I'm not asking her for anything. Just save my number in case you need me. That's all I really want to do, is just creating that. Okay? I will post these slides for you. Would you like me to, so you can see the words? And I don't care if you I don't care if you copy and paste these. That's what I want you to do.
I can go put my son to bed. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine, Whitney. Again, it's being recorded, so I'll give you guys all the thing too. And then this is the call or the text 2 weeks after the party is submitted. And again, it's just making sure, did you get everything? We're just doing customer care here, this is part of that two-way conversation. It's Anna, just checking to make sure you got your party, your products, and that everything arrived in good condition. Have you had a chance to get them out of the box and start using them yet? I love these questions about asking them if they've done something. So it's a little bit better and more than just,
I'm getting better at that.
Good. Again, it's all creating that relationship. They're going to know now. And when somebody else says, oh my gosh, I need something with Pampered Chef, they'll be like, oh my gosh, you got to call my friend Lisa. Here, I have her number saved in my phone. So, yes, Jenna.
Question, do you keep a list of everybody that you send this to as well? Or do you just keep a list of the contacts that you reach out to?
Yeah.
To ask?
That's what I do. I don't really keep these because I literally, the way that I track this is I will say maybe on Mondays, whatever day, I'll set up whatever day of the week. I'll say, okay, I'm going to go back 2 weeks ago and then I'll say this certain day, I'll go back to whatever parties I had 2 weeks ago, and I'll do this message to them kind of thing. So I just sort of set it, and again, it's just my, whatever my day is that I'll go through it. Yeah, and do that. But I don't, because I have the message in the, in my text. I'll do that a lot of times. I'll go back through my texts if I need to, refresh and see, who did what too. And then here's that third call. Again, it's about 2 months after. And again, hi, it's Anna. It's been a couple months since Susie's party. I wanted to check in, make sure you're using and loving your products. Let them respond. And then you follow up with, I wanted to share with you what is new with Pampered Chef. We've got a new spring catalog. We could right now say, we've got all these new summer products with new tools. We partnered with the Disney Pixar. In March, if you hosted this, just sort of like to talk about and ask which one of your friends would like this month, talking about a theme or whatever. So again, assuming that they'd want to book it, that they would want something, and just sort of asking that way. We're going to talk about the ask in a minute. But this is when you would really maybe go into the specials and stuff with them, unless they've asked for it previously, or you got into that conversation. But this is when you would really sort of do that. Okay, and that's the 222. That's how, then this is what this is going to do, is take you out of your personal circle of friends. The consultants that I have, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of calling the same people. It's because they're not doing this. If you were doing this, you wouldn't be doing it, right? Bobby, can you attest doing this over and over, that this is worthwhile going back to your customers? Yeah. Okay, anybody have questions about the 222?
I have a question.
Yeah, Jenna.
Under your to-dos for your host,
yeah,
do you ever send to them what the benefit is of hosting in the month that they're hosting?
Yeah, I do. In that packet, when I send them a catalog packet, in there is a copy of the host special, the host flyer.
Okay. So
yeah.
That's the one thing that I have not yet successfully done, is actually mailed stuff out to people, because I don't have one copy of everything that I need to be able to make copies.
Yeah.
And when you sent it to me, there's like words that says like OOF something, and I'm like, I don't know what the heck that is.
Yeah, that's an outside order form. Yeah. So that's a good question. Yeah. So you'll find. Yeah,
I've had those questions too.
Yeah, okay. So you'll find all of that under promotions in the Pampered Chef, on Consultants Corner. If you go under promotions, it'll talk about like the host specials and thing. And it's really, I think it's also, isn't it, Katrina, like marketing imagery? If you pull that up at the top, it says host, guest, new consultant, that. So if you hit on host there, you'll find, I think it starts with as far as we go. I don't know if the August host specials are right there, but it's pictures or flyers, and then it'll go July, and then it'll go June. And they're either pictures that you could copy and paste, which is what I've done in our template, or the flyer, the PDF that you could actually print off. That would, and that's what I've done there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if you go under guest, the guest is, they'll have the flyer, what the specials are and stuff, but there is something there which is an order form. I do the order form. That's what I send to them instead of a picture of the guest, because, or instead of one of the 3-ply order forms, because that outside order form has for the month what the special is on there. So I'm sort of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, just, sending them that kind of thing.
I just took a picture of it and sent it to them.
You know what? There's a couple things here that I just saw somebody, Tammy Hunter, who some of you might know, Tammy Lovely, who lives up north. I mean, she lives really up north, almost Canada, up north, and here in Maine. And she does a huge virtual business too. But she just had a comment or a conversation I saw on one of the pages about whether everybody was sending catalogs, because she was finding that if she asks her hosts ahead of time if they want a catalog, not all of them want one. You know, I've always just been in the thing that if they want one, I will show you what I have. I make up a stack of these. I have these already set with a catalog in them, that virtual host paper, you know, this whole kind of thing. And then these actually have this in here. So all I have to do is just address them and send them out.
I will say, if you don't send a catalog, though, I've had several guests and hosts who say, oh, I want to look at a catalog. I want to look at a catalog. You know, so this way I just send them to, and then the host has it, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, I think it's, I mean, I'm going to tell you, anybody of you that have not sent out catalogs already, obviously your businesses are not, I don't think your shows are hurting because of it. It may help it a little bit, but I don't think it's hindering what your shows are. So I would not make it crucial. You very well could, like you said, just take a picture of it, Lisa, or you could save the picture, Jenna, and just send it to them, right. You know, message it to your host.
I have not mailed one catalog.
And you're doing just fine, Lisa. You were number 4 in the whole organization.
I know.
Oh, no. In your first month. So, yeah. So I'm not, again, I don't think it's hurting anything, but it's definitely something that you could. So I don't want anybody like freaking out about it. Okay. Like that that you have to like hold, you know, like things have to like stop because you're not doing that. But that information is there. And like we talked about, Jenna, you know, it's just getting it into a system. My system is that I have them set here and done. Katrina has her system. But if you want to do more of a virtual system, if you're not having people looking for the catalog and that's just not where you are set up to do right now, then, you know, just get yourself a system that on that Monday you send them the special, you know, kind of thing and that they've got it already.
Yeah. I don't know her name, the one who is number 4 that says she takes a picture and send it.
Lisa, yeah.
Are you taking a picture of the order form and sending that?
No, I haven't. No, I take a picture of the monthly special.
Okay.
Or the hostess's special.
I thought you meant the order form, because I was going to say that would be hard to pronounce. So.
Yeah, no, the hostess special.
Okay.
But again, it really gets to where that thing is. I think it's some of us that have done cooking shows for so long where people need something in their hands are having the hardest time. But again, that's what we're tapping into with this virtual, all these people that want to order online. I mean, they don't, you know, they don't get an order form when we go onto Amazon. I mean, my kids are they're on freaking Amazon. I gotta like cut the count down because the girls are ordering Grace, Amazon. They're like, your Amazon thing's going. I'm like, who ordered? And Emma's got stuff going to college, you know, she's ordering her deodorant and stuff. It's being right. I mean, people are so on this, and that's, you know, that's all part of it. But I think that's where you probably have Katrina, you and I, and maybe Bobby, you know, like with the paper thing.
When you live up north, you have to be all online.
I would think.
Forms. My hosts are still getting outside order forms from people at work who don't have time to go online. They take the catalog to work and they're getting outside order forms, and then they're like, what do I do with them?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can either take a picture and send it to me.
Yeah.
Or you can enter it as that customer, and they're entering as that customer, and I'm helping them forward, but they are still getting physical outside forms.
Yeah. But again, they could be doing the same thing. I mean, again, I think that I guess my point is it's not hurting it's not hurting anybody's business not to. It may, if you get to that point and you want to, that it's something extra that you could do. Because I think you're right, Katrina. I mean, sometimes people just like to pass that around and you never know what you'll get out of that. So, okay, so let's move to, you know, green dotting is something that you'll hear us talk about. You guys are doing green dotting anyway. Green dotting, and it's really neither here nor there anymore because so many people are always have their thing active. But green dotting relates to when you would look on Facebook on the side and you could see people's names, like friends of yours with a green dot next to it, means that they're online and that they're active. But again, that doesn't, and that was something when we started all this. But again, I just had another conversation with, saw somebody was talking about it, that really doesn't matter anymore because people are active all the time. Like I'm probably listed as active all the time, even though I'm not on my Facebook all the time, but because I've got it open on my phone or whatever. But green dotting is really what you guys are doing, which is talking to people and sharing and asking them if they'll be in the, if they'll want to do a party. These are, when we've got these kind of flyers, it's just an idea of some of the stuff, you know, you could talk about maybe, you know, what the specials are, or picking your party and that kind of thing. Two-way contacts, again, you guys know this, that's all about the numbers, the number of people you reach out to versus the number of messages you leave versus the number of people that actually respond versus the number of people that say yes. That's, again, why you're going to want to, you know, really keep track of that, because then we can see those ratios. Think about, too, when you're out and about. Think about the places you go, the hair salon, the doctor's office, the grocery store, the bank. You know, thinking about everywhere you go. These were some bags we earned in February. Oh, gosh, that we talk about the, you know, having something that has a logo on it. I know one girl, a consultant on my team, she was a college student at the time. She would carry her book bag with a Pampered Chef catalog hanging out the back. That's what her logo wear is, you know, just to have, just so that you're somehow advertising that you're Pampered Chef, because that, again, is just being intentional when you're out and about. And here's what's going to happen, that you're going to be out, somebody is going to see that you sell Pampered Chef, and they're going to say, oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef. That's what they're going to say. That's what you're going to hear all the time. And when you're in that kind of conversation, that asks them questions. What's your favorite product? When was the last time that you hosted a party? You know, and then you'll hear that. Well, it's been a while that I've seen the products. You know, I've never hosted a party, and I love this kind of thing. Well, it sounds like it's time for you to show, you know, show your friends what's new, make some new recipes. Or I love this one. They say, oh my gosh, I've never hosted. What? You mean you've been paying full price all this time? You know, to talk to them about this. One of the things, I had a Pampered Chef bag, and there's a girl on our team, Logan Curtis, and Grace had some pictures that she needed to print off up at Walgreens. So we went up to the thing, and young girl, Logan, pretty girl, and I put my bag up, and I'm trying, as I am, trying to sort through to get money out for it. And she said, oh my gosh, you sell Pampered Chef. And that's literally how the conversation went, is we were talking about booking and everything. And it turned out she ended up hosting a virtual party. I booked it right then. I friended her on Facebook right there. We set up her party for that next week. And then she ended up becoming a consultant too, because it was just so fun. Here's a little key I'm going to tell you guys. Make sure to ask their information. I can't tell you in 18 years how many times I've run into somebody and they've been like, oh my gosh, you sell Pampered Chef. I've been dying to find somebody. Totally going to call you because I need to order this, or this, or totally going to call you because I need to book a party. I promise I'm going to call you. Da, 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 da. And I said, okay, great, here's all my, and I leave. And guess how many times those people have called me back out of 18 years? This many.
Bro.
Not one of them has called me back. They just won't. So you need to get their information. And the way to get their information, oh, this is not what the way to get their information, a lot of times they'll say, listen, let me give you, I can send you a catalog if you just give me your information. Or friend me on Facebook, or somehow get the connection with them. If you friend me on Facebook, I'll send you my my virtual link to my party, or a virtual link to the catalog, so that you can actually see the catalog, or I'll send you my link to my site, or whatever. So you've got some sort of a connection to them, so that you are able to follow up. So you can send that to them. And then again, your two-way conversation, one of them is later that week is, hey, just wanted to check to see if you had a chance to look at it. You know, if you had any questions or anything you saw that was interesting, or that kind of thing. But you've got to get their information. You have to, or you're not going to, you won't hear from them. I promise. Don't think you will. I've had them promise me up and down and around, and they don't. Couple other places, again, we talk about setting up a table. Again, you want leads, you want new people. There's farmers markets, the gym, fairs, festivals. We can do that, vendor tables and stuff like that. So if something fun is going, we always said we like to set up at the fairs, because then there's fair food. Like, we always like to be at the fair anyway. So if we're going to be there, we might as well, make some leads or something. So just to sort of keep that in mind. Again, this is all basic Pampered Chef training that I would give every one of you in how to expand your business from just your little cycle. And again, some of this is not as comfortable because we're all behind our computer doing these virtual parties. But to make sure that to remember that you can book virtual parties from people that you meet out on the street or at the grocery or wherever.
Yeah.
Getting bookings at the parties. You guys know all this. We're going to go through this. One of the things I just want to tell you guys again, there's 3 reasons why people book parties. The 3 F's we call it. Free, food, and fun, right? Those are the 3 F's. Free, talking about, you guys do this in your party, talking about half price. The post last night about how many, what would you get for half price? I hope you guys did this. I went through, if anybody posted something that they wanted, I went in and did a comment under it, said, oh my gosh, I'm going to message you. And then I messaged them and said, listen, do you know if we had a party, you could get that whatever for half off. Were you interested? So, going through and that's a way that we're talking about the free, that's something that they talked about, that they were thinking about. The specials, talking about whatever's 60% off for that month. Whether you're doing that specifically with a customer or not, if there was cookware for special, the cookware posts that you could jump in and people are going, oh my gosh, I need new cookware. You could jump in and say, oh my gosh, it's 60% off, this month, and post a little flyer to do that kind of stuff. The food, that is what makes us different. Again, I talked about this last night at the meeting versus schlepping around products. We offer recipes. We offer food. It's a whole event here. It's not just, the products themselves. So again, the engagement with the food, the recipes, cooking tips, they want ideas and stuff. This is why people are going to go, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I learned so much. I want to do this for my own friends and family. So that's going to be, something that you want to make sure, again, this is in your template, but, to make sure that that's part of this. And then you guys know this too, building the relationship, engagement posts, using the fun gifts, make the videos. I'm so proud of you guys because a lot of you went out and made your videos. I told you to out of that template. I'm so proud of you guys. But that's huge. That's going to show them your personality. You're going to be making that relationship for them that they're going to want to say, oh my gosh, I love Whitney. I want to book a party with her because she's so cute. So that's all part of that. Here's the big thing I'm going to tell you. You're going to ask for the booking. At the end here, it talks about the chocolate chip cookie story. So Marissa remembers this. And I think, Marissa, I used you as my example. So see everybody else here I really sort of know. But let's say Whitney, okay, you're probably the person that I've known the least amount of time. So let's say, Whitney, you came over to my house, okay? So you've never been here, we just sort of met, you came to my house. I know how your mother raised you, so I know how you're going to react in this situation. So you come up to my house, you can smell from outside that I've been baking. And you come to the door and I'm like, oh my gosh, Whitney, I've been baking chocolate chip cookies all day. I made them with real butter and the good Ghirardelli chocolate, and they're so good. And I'm eating one while we're talking, eating. There's melty chocolate on my lip, so you can tell they're sort of still warm and everything. And I'm just telling you about how fabulous they are. And then I stop talking. And you're probably going, why is she not offering me? You're not going to ask for food. Your mother raised you not to ask for food. So you're going to be like, why is she not asking? Does she think I don't need one? Is she thinking I don't deserve one? What is her thing? So, but if I ask you and say, Whitney, would you like a cookie? Then you can have the choice to say, yeah, I'd love one, or no, I'm diabetic, or no, I'm on a diet, or whatever your answer is. You have the choice. But unless I ask you, you're not going to do it. Here, it's the same thing with this, that I can go on, you could go on and do the best party and make those relationships and talk about how fabulous it is, how it was a party and all the stuff they get for free and all of this. But if you just leave it at that and don't ask the question, you will not get any bookings. So Lisa, you and I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit because you and I had this conversation. The question ends with a question mark. So a lot of times we do this, oh my gosh, you should totally book a party. That is not asking a question. That's a statement. You need to ask them, would you want to host a party? Would you book a party? Would you, are you interested? Would you want to do that? So again, that rock star guest message that you guys will be doing tomorrow, that asks a question. We're doing those personal things. So that's
I've started doing it today, if that's okay.
I don't care when you do it.
I have 85 people in one party. So I'm trying to get on top of as many of them as I can, and it's a little intimidating.
Yeah, well, that's it. You can play it however you want to and space it around. So absolutely. But again, you're asking that question. And that's, I think, what the real key is there, is to make sure that you ask a question. So in any of these situations, when you're asking for a booking, when you're asking for somebody, if they're interested in the business opportunity, it's not a, oh my gosh, you should totally do this. Like, that's not asking the question. You need to actually ask, because they won't. They're not going to just come up to you. For the most part, 95% of your people are not going to come up and just say, I want to do this. You're going to have to ask them. How many of you on here over and over and over again did I ask you? Lisa. Nicole, I didn't ask once, did I?
No, I asked you.
That's very few and far between.
I was wondering why it hasn't happened yet.
You need to ask. You need to ask. So 5 times, we talk about our host. We had our Happy Host Friday. We're going to continue to do that. But these are the things, and I will post this too, but you want to, because Lisa's a perfect example of that. Whitney, I probably asked her at least once, but then you decided that this was probably good for you. Did I ask you? I probably asked you while you were in your mom's party, or... Oh, I think I have you on mute. Hold on one sec. Go ahead.
Me and my mom tried to book a party at the same time, but you didn't know.
Yeah.
It was my mom, and I talked to her, and I said, maybe I'll do a party next week, because my mom's doing one this week. And then I said, you know what? I think I want to become a consultant.
Yeah. You're like, I could do this.
And then the next week we did my lunch party. So
yeah, that was perfect. Jenna, I asked her 45 times before she. Yeah, she was another one.
It's fine. I'm stubborn.
Yeah, I know. And but that's the thing, is not all, when you look at this, that you actually say, like, if you look at the numbers of people that will say yes on the first time, it's so minute, whether you're selling something to them, whether you're asking them about the business, or when you're hosting. So you have to continue to take no as an answer, because it just might not be that. And again, I'm not talking about badgering, but you can see how this is a great way to go through with your host. She is your best recruit potential. So before you set it up, that's in your host coaching, about talking to them about making sure, do you want to actually, on that, I think it's on the Friday, the Happy Friday, do you want to do this yourself? We could make this could be your little gig. That's right in there. Then during the party, even if they said no there, you could be throwing these things. Oh my gosh, everybody's so excited. You're a natural. I'll throw that in a lot of times. You're doing a great time engaging your guests. That would, that's what would make you such a fabulous consultant. Here's a big one too. When sales are, I like this one, when their sales hit $300 or higher, just to message them, listen, you just qualified for a special, you could save $25 or $50 on a starter kit. Have you seen them and then give them the site to look them. So you're just telling them of an additional special they get for being a host. Again, if they hit 300, if they hit 400, then they'd be able to get the $50 kit. But that's a great one too. And then again, I always ask them at the end, which is how I think we did with Jenna, Lisa, like it was sort of, okay, let's close it up. But listen, one more time, I just want to ask, because you could have the bookings and stuff. This is going to be really crucial. And this is where I want you guys to really start as we're building up our bookings. While you've got your shows that you've got going on, to really focus in on your host, to make sure that you're making, that you're offering this many times to them, because I think you'll find this is where you're going to find those a lot of your first recruits. Okay. Any questions? Oh gosh, we did a lot of talking at the front. This should not go this long, but I wanted to do some introductions and sort of talk. Katrina, what are you saying? No, this should not have gone this long. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm ready.
I know you are. I know. So what, any questions or thoughts? And again, how is our little message line going? It's going okay? That you guys to ask questions and chat and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to hear from other people that are in the same boat.
Yeah. And now you guys all sort of see this, but we want to create a frenzy. Is everybody into creating a frenzy, Nicole?
Yes.
Good.
Like
Oh,
a
I sure.
Can I be a pain?
Yeah, what?
Can I ask? I know that we talked about who everybody was and how long they've been in it and where they were from, but it would be nice. I don't know if everybody would be willing to post it on the frenzy, where they're from and how long, just so that we have that as we can go back to, because if somebody's locally in my area, it might be nice to connect with them.
Yeah.
Just to kind of have that connection.
Nobody's in your area, Jenna. You're out in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, I am closest to Waterville, and somebody was close to Augusta. 2 people.
She's not close to Augusta, Bobby. She says she is, but she's really not.
I think it's a good idea. Because I had a past student's mom emailed me today because I'd asked her to host a show, and she said they're military with the Coast Guard, and she said they're in the middle of packing. They're moving to Maine.
Oh.
So one of you girls is gonna get her name and go with it.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna go with it. You can go with it from down there, but
Well, I know, but
we'll still connect with her.
The connection could be made.
Yeah, are you gonna recruit her?
I'd like to.
Yeah, do that. Military, they're good ones.
Yeah.
They know tons of people. There's a lot of top performers in the company that are military because they've just got a really wide range. So,
I have a
all
question.
right, yeah, go ahead, Whitney.
And I might have missed this while I was downstairs, but if I was to do a live party, could I like book it with you or something, since I don't have that much product? I've never done one.
Yeah.
How would that work?
Yeah, we can talk. We will talk about that. We will do.
Okay.
I will train. I mean, depending on where you're doing it, I could teach you how to do it from afar. That you would be fine. I mean, there's a lot of stuff like station style. I can give you the words to say, like, and we'll look at what you have, and whatever you got in your kit, you have enough to do a party. You don't have to. All I ever take to my parties is what I'm going to use anyway. So yeah. Or the other thought is Bobby still does some cooking shows, and she's closer, depending where Bobby has some parties, that Whitney, maybe you could even shadow a party.
That would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, just to sort of go and see how Bobby does, because Bobby does them pretty close to how I do them too.
Cool, I'll reach out to Bobby if that's okay.
You can do whatever, yeah, we'll do it. You book a cooking show, we will make sure that you are prepared.
Yes.
Okay.
Rocket.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go to bed. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Here's the thing, though. We're going to do 8 o'clock Sunday, okay? So we're going to get back on our Sunday schedule. I promise no back throwouts or anything like that. So mark your calendar for Sunday at 8. We're going to keep moving on with this, but again, we're going to keep talking. So let's book some more parties. That's your key for right now. Book some more parties. Work towards that 6 a month. Whoever gets their first 6 for the week, when you've got it booked, post on there. Let's create a frenzy and say, oh my gosh, I have my 6 booked for next week or whatever. And start working with your hosts. And I will post some of these screens so that you guys have it. You can take some pictures and stuff.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to put faces and names together.
Yeah, definitely. You guys have a good night.
You too. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.